Yo, what up? Today we're gonna be refreshing the E36 rear end. We're doing everything. I got the subframe bushings, rear trailing arm bushings, diff bushing, 14mm diff bolt to make the bolt bigger and stronger. Rear trailing arm bushings, shock towers, and subframe bushings. So after all of this goes in, the E36 rear end should be ready and good to go for the LS swap, which is just the goal. So now instead of talking, let's just go ahead and get to work. Get this done because it's gonna be a long day. All right, cool. So we got the subframe out, already disassembled, trailing arms off, everything. My dad came over and helped me take it out and he cleaned it up. The rear trailing arm mounting points now to get those welded in. All right, we got the subframe cleaned up and prepped. This is the front mounting point, rear. So I'm gonna get it set up now and then we'll get the rear trailing arms cleaned up and come back when it's time to start welding everything in.
Not yet.
Okay. I'm opening the garage.
Okay.
right?
Cool. Yeah.
Yeah. Man, the brick. All right, cool. I got the subframe all torn apart, all the old bushings out. I went ahead, just skipped over, just pushing them in. This was real quick and probably boring, you know, showing, just popping in the new bushings. But I got the PowerFlex subframe bushings, and I got the Contour Speed Shop diff bushing in there. So now the subframe's good to go. All I have to do is just put the rear trailing arm bushings in to the rear trailing arms, and I could go ahead and start building the subframe back as a complete unit, because that's how I'm gonna put it back in as a complete unit. It's just a lot easier and a lot faster. And I'm gonna show you the welds too on the subframe. There's the subframe reinforcements, the two front. Oh, plugs in the way. The back. It's a little dark under here. I got the light charging right now. And the rear trailing arm reinforcements are in too. I just gotta do some grinding on them, smooth them out, and then hit them with some undercoat. And we'll be good to go. Start putting it back together. So let's go ahead and get started on that. All right, cool. Now I got the subframe painted up, well, grinded down, painted up. I got the undercoat on there. I'm gonna let it dry and then I'll go back under there and show you what it looked like now. Next, I'm gonna be installing the rear trailing arm bushings into the rear trailing arm. And then once I do this, it'll be ready to go back together. I can start putting the subframe back together as a full assembly. And then, like I said before, dropping it in. So let's get started on that and keep the ball rolling. All right, so the subframe's back in the car. It's been back in the car for a couple days now. I just skipped over the process of putting it back in because it's the exact opposite of me taking it apart. And there's a lot of DIYs and, you know, walkthroughs of how to do the subframe install. So I didn't go too into detail on removing and replacing it, just showing y'all an overview of what I got going on for the build. So now the subframe bushings are installed, the rear trailing arm bushings are installed, and the reinforcements are all installed. So minus the 391 limited slip that I got in the corner, the rear end is completely ready for the LS swap and it's good to go. So now the next video I'm gonna have is a nice little driving video because the rear end feels so good. I want to do a little onboard and post a video of that. So yeah, just stay tuned in for that. But thanks y'all for tuning in. I appreciate everybody watching. I appreciate everybody that keeps on coming back and watching my videos. Thank you. And yeah, the swap's coming real soon. Just making progress, slowly but surely, but we're making progress. All right.